Hey, welcome back, Ram fans. I have my Rams up straight up game picks for you. And unfortunately, my sidekick Matt could not join us this week. He'll be back next week, hopefully. Now, I'm doing this completely solo, no inputs from anybody, including Matt. I'm just going to roll with this as best I can. Let's take a look at last week. How did we do? Not so great. 6 wins and 8 losses. Pretty pathetic, I know. That's why I tell you don't go out and place bets based on our advice. But usually we do pretty good. Not so much last week though. 6 and 8. We are now 47 and 30 overall. And you'd be surprised how well that stacks up against a lot of those experts out there that do this for a living. What do we have for week 6? Let's look at the slate here. Broncos at the Chiefs. You're going to have to trust me on this. I picked the Chiefs, and that one's already in the bag. Chiefs over the Broncos. That's kind of a no-brainer. And there's a lot of games this week that are fairly obvious, a few that are challenging, but there are some pretty big spreads this week. A lot of games with higher spreads than normal. So Chiefs over the Broncos. Then we got the Ravens versus the Titans in London. I am going to roll with the Ravens. Titans are, they're up and down, hard to predict what they're going to do. The Ravens are the better team. No real home field advantage in this case. So I'll go with the Ravens. Now this next one, Commanders and the Falcons. This is one of the more difficult games to pick for me. Commanders, they came out of the gate pretty strong, and a lot of people saying Ron Rivera's job is in jeopardy. You know how much I like Sam Howell. He's certainly a better quarterback than Desmond Ridder, although Ridder looked okay last week, and they add Van Jefferson. I don't think that's going to be a big deal, but they got Drake London and Kyle Pitts as well, and Kyle Pitts finally showed something last week. And maybe I just need to diss a player and they'll come out of their shell. That seems to be what happened with Kyle Pitts. And Bijan Robinson, man, he hasn't necessarily been rocking the NFL yet, but you can tell he's a really good back. Commanders defense is good. Sounds like I'm hemming and hawing here. Well, I guess I am, but I'm going to go with the home team, the Falcons. Next game, Vikings at the Bears. Another one that's a little tough to pick. The Bears suddenly looked pretty darn good. The Vikings, man, they must be so deflated. No Justin Jefferson. I'm going to take the Bears, and I'd be interested to see what the split on this game is. But yeah, Justin Fields over Kirk Cousins in this one. Both these teams kind of going nowhere, I have a feeling. If the Vikings lose this game, I'm going to count them in as my, hey, your season is over crowd. Thanks for participating. So maybe that'll be enough for them to come out with a win, but I'm going to roll with the Bears. Seahawks at Bengals. This could be a fun game. There's already some back and forth between the rookie cornerback with Seattle and Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf getting into it a little bit. But I'm going to go with the Bengals, the home team in this one. The Seahawks may be able to pull some magic like they always seem to do, at least on occasion. But Bengals getting their act together slowly. 2 steps forward, 1 step backward seems to be their plan this season. And the Seahawks, I think they're being a little oversold, overvalued. I will take the Bengals. Look for Joe Mixon maybe to have a big game. 49ers at the Browns. I think the Browns are a defense that can give the 49ers fits. But I still think the 49ers are going to come away with a win here. It'll be close. I think this could be a really close game. 49ers traveling to Ohio and playing a really good defense, but 49ers will be too much for them. We can pull for the Browns, but not counting on that to happen. Saints at the Texans. Oh, wow. This is another game that's tough to pick. Um, Very important game for both these teams. They're both kind of, sort of looking like contenders. Um, what do I do with this one? Should I take a show of hands? No, that's not going to work. I'm going to take the Saints. The Saints figured this one out. Texans are going to be competitive. Both these teams are going to be competitive all year long. You can't take them lightly. Both defenses can be very good. I'll take the Saints. And, we should really be rooting for the Texans here. We really should hand the Saints a loss, but I'm going to roll with the Saints. Hey, that way I'll be happy either way. I'll be happy if I got it right. I'll be happy if the Texans win. Colts at the Jags. I'm going to take the Jags. I think they are slow. Both these teams are on the upswing a little bit, but I like the Jags more. And my special assistant, he loves the Jags. He's loved them from day one. And if he was sitting here, he'd tell me to take the Jags. I'm sure of it. Panthers at the Dolphins. This is going to be a blowout. This one could be really ugly. We'll take the Dolphins all the way. Lions at the Bucks. This is a really important game in the NFC. Two divisional leaders. Who would have thought that at the beginning of the year? Well, we might have thought the Lions would be there, but not the Bucks. I'm taking the Lions in this one. They are just in cruise mode right now. The Bucks are going to be a test for them. It'll be a really close game, and the Bucks are going to have to try to fluster Jared Goff and get to him a little bit, and they are capable of doing that. But I think the Lions win in a close game. Patriots at the Raiders. These are two teams that, I don't know, man. Their fan bases. It'd be interesting to know what's in the heart of these fan bases. Raiders fans are just delusional. I'm sorry. They don't get me started on Raider fans, but I think they're going to win this game, though. I think the Patriots are just a really bad football team, and this is Josh McDaniels against his old boss. But the Patriots, they're in sad shape. I'll take the Raiders at home, and it'll probably be a close game as well. Well, let's see. We'll save the Cardinals at the Rams for last. You know what I'm going to do with that. Eagles at the Jets. The Eagles will win that one. Another case of a really good offense going up against a good defense, but a team that's somewhat limited on offense, right? Also, Zach Wilson has started to show something. He really has. I think the Jets will hang, especially at home, but I'll go with the Eagles in this one. Giants at the Bills. This is another mismatch. Giants are another team, kind of like the Patriots, just going backwards in reverse really fast. Two teams that, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, they're based on what we saw last year from both these teams, they both have a shot to make the playoffs. They could both make a little run, right? But not happening for either team. And the Bills, I think, will destroy the Giants in the Battle of New York. Cowboys at Chargers on Monday night. The Cowboys are going to be reeling after what happened to them against the 49ers. Chargers coming off a bye, and they even get another extra day to prepare for this Monday night game at SoFi. Going to be thousands and thousands of Cowboys fans there, and they are hurting, and they're going to show up. This is going to be a really fun Cowboy defense versus Chargers offense show, and the Chargers defense has enough issues that will allow the Cowboys offense to actually do some damage. And this is going to be probably, I'm guessing it's going to end up being a high scoring game. It's going to be some turnovers. It's going to come down to the last possession, as it always does with the Chargers. Something weird is going to happen, and the Chargers are going to survive. They're going to get the win. And again, that's a good result for the Rams. Cowboys, a team supposedly competing for a wild card spot, if not a divisional championship, more likely a wild card spot. Let's see them take a loss, shall we? And then the Cardinals at the Rams. You heard the preview already, or maybe you haven't, but my preview, I predicted the Rams 27-17, so obviously I'm rolling with that. The 322nd straight time I've picked the Rams to win. I'm just making that number up, but it's probably pretty accurate. That is my week 6 Rams Up Straight Up game picks. I'll try to get Matt back on next week, hopefully, and we'll do this again. I think it's a lot more fun with him on board. He has some insights that sometimes I miss on. I'm wondering if he's going to end up disagreeing with me on a couple of these games, Commanders and Falcons, and maybe that Colts Jags game. But I think he's going to go. I think he'd roll with my picks, the Falcons and the Jags. But hey, I'll find out. And if I have time, I'll change my picks. But that's what I'm rolling with for now. Out here from Rams Up.